To put it mildly, Nekketsu Oyako went under the radar upon its release. And for a good reason. It was part of the launch lineup for the PlayStation in Japan, alongside Ridge Racer. Think about it, a 2D beat 'em up, seemingly outdated, coexisting with one of the most impressive titles of its time. Regardless, Technosoft's game tried to stay relevant by porting to the Saturn a year later, bringing some changes in content and gameplay. The PlayStation version, despite its well-known inferiority, sparked the collector inside of me. Let's dive in and list its differences. The first thing that struck me was the color difference between the two versions. On PlayStation, the graphics appear more muted, less vibrant, as if a veil was draped over the screen. Several minor graphical details are missing, like the intestines in the foreground inside the whale, or the tunas jumping out of the water, making the settings feel emptier. Some animations also seem less smooth, as if additional frames were either added or redone on the Saturn. Some of these changes aren't necessarily for the better, such as the transparency effects, crudely replicated on the Sega console. However, the game underwent its most significant changes musically when moving to Saturn. The PlayStation version uses chiptune music, synthesized in real time by the console's audio chip. Interestingly, the game's ISO only weighs 4.7 megabytes, slightly over half the size of Fatal Fury 2 on Neo Geo. On Saturn, the music tracks were burned onto a CD, leveraging the format's full potential. While I find the PlayStation music charming, reminiscent of 16-bit titles, they are less rich and impactful on Saturn, with the addition of new tracks. The difference between the two is night and day. Moreover, the sound effects, especially those of punches, are slightly more powerful on Saturn. There are also differences in enemy placements and their behavior patterns. For instance, the Gamenasai, annoying little girls who attack and flee as soon as you strike, no longer throw bombs when exiting the screen on PlayStation. Some enemies and bosses felt tougher on Sony's console, having more aggressive priority moves. Collision masks appeared broader on Saturn, especially for destructible objects. A seemingly minor detail is the ability to extend one's health bar by collecting health power-ups on PlayStation, beyond the initial level. This significantly eases gameplay. On Saturn, you can't store health when the bar is full. Some optimizations, like being able to cancel attack chains on Saturn, are sadly missing, along with certain special moves. For me, the most concerning issue is the persistent lag on Sony's console. Some segments are almost unplayable due to the frame rate drops. Perhaps the developers were overambitious, overloading the screen with enemies, leading the gameplay to lose its agility and momentum on Sony's device. So, the verdict is clear, go for the Saturn version. Apart from the transparency effects, slightly faster load times, and continuous music playback, its big brother doesn't have much to counter with. That said, regardless of the version, Nekketsu Oyako is a beat 'em up that, despite its rough edges, offers a delightful old-school experience for a 32-bit system. Its standout feature is its quirky universe. In which other game can you fight on a whale's back or a roller coaster wagon? While it doesn't measure up to its competitors like Die Hard Arcade or the later Guardian Heroes on Saturn, it satisfies genre enthusiasts. However, beware, the game isn't free from major glitches in both versions. Whether by coincidence or not, I got stuck during my sessions, once within the backdrop and another time because enemies cease to appear. Be cautious.